In this first episode of season 3 of Aspire and Acquire, we are thrilled to have Dr. Anil Tripathi, Director of Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research Mohali, also referred as IISER. Dr. Tripathi is a distinguished leader in scientific research and education dedicated to shaping the future of science. With an impressive career spanning decades, Dr. Tripathi has not only led groundbreaking research but has also been a passionate advocate for interdisciplinary learning and innovation. At IISER Mohali, he's driving initiatives that equip students both with a strong foundation in pure science and the practical skills needed to address real world challenges. His vision and commitment to fostering a culture of curiosity and resilience have made him a pivotal figure in India's scientific community. Join us as we explore his journey, insights, and the future he envisions for Indian science and education. Let's dive into the show.
This podcast is brought to you by Moksho. Interviews feel unpredictable because everyone prepares differently and nobody measures readiness the same way. Moksho brings a little order to that chaos. It uses AI to create realistic role specific interview simulations, helping people practice real conversations and get feedback that actually improves how they think, speak, and decide. For companies, that means faster screening and better hiring decisions. For colleges, stronger placement performance. And for candidates, confidence built on practice and not guesswork. Moksho, because readiness should feel real, not random.
Morning, Dr. Tripathi. How are you doing?
No, good morning. Thank you.
Welcome to Aspire and Acquire. It's a pleasure and honor to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So let's get started. Just start with your background and just tell our viewers that I know you have your life is full of academics, and would love to hear a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, see, to go in the reverse order, I just joined IISER Mohali for about 6 months back.
Oh, okay.
And before that, I was at Banaras Hindu University. I was leading Institute of Science as director for last 5 years. I was the director of the institute there, which has about 13 science departments. And before that, for another 5 years, I was at Lucknow at CSR Institute
I see.
called the Central Institute for Medicinal and Aromatic Plants. I was director there also.
Okay.
And before that, of course, I was at BHU at Professor of Biotechnology. I'm actually Professor of Biotechnology. And for last about 40 years, I have been trying to do in this area, teaching and research. And basically, I hail from, I would say, Varanasi itself.
Okay.
And so it's a long journey, but I have chosen to remain restricted to science or maximum science administration.
Right.
So once you mature to a certain degree of scientific level, your duty becomes to kind of encourage others to do well. And I think administration provides you that opportunity for creating enabling ecosystem. And that is what I have enjoyed. And particularly during my CSIR days at Lucknow, I was also the first mission director for CSR Aroma Mission.
Oh.
And because CMAP happens to be an institution of medicinal and aromatic plants. So CSR at that time launched Aroma Mission, which was a pan-India mission. And I was asked to lead this mission as a mission director. And I'm so glad that these days, in the current times, Aroma Mission is one of the most cited success stories of CSIR.
Wow. Beautiful. So what really inspired you to join, these, or rather build your career into academics? I'm sure, some trigger must have happened during your childhood or parental pressure? I don't know. I mean, just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I wouldn't say that any specific trigger was there. It was a natural flow.
Huh.
I was a good student, and at that time,
Right.
the science was the most sought after. Those who are doing well,
Yeah.
they would go into the sciences. And within sciences, biological sciences was in greater demand. So I pursued and since I was performing well in biological sciences, I continued in that direction.
That was a natural flow.
That was a kind of natural flow. But at times, a few things happen when you are young. You try your luck with several other things. But it is the destiny which guides you in one particular direction. And I would say as a student, I used to take interest in so many things.
Right.
And one of my favorite thing was aircraft flying.
Interesting.
And I was doing NCC and I did C certificate. From that, I got the opportunity of flying. We had a flying club in BHU, and that helped me in getting a call for Service Selection Board to become a flying pilot.
Interesting.
Even I got selected to be a flying pilot,
Okay.
but for my heart, I couldn't go ahead.
Okay.
There was some problem there.
Right.
So I tried, so that was a kind of destiny that probably I was not supposed to go there. I had to pursue my science. So I continued with science. And in sciences also, you try to do something, but the destiny guides you towards something else. And that is what also happened. Initially, I wanted to be an ecologist, but I ended up being a geneticist, or particularly bacterial genetics person. Just because of the destiny that I got opportunity in that direction, and I started taking interest eventually. And then I learned genetic engineering, and then eventually into biotechnology.
Right.
So initially, it was quite exciting because in those times, genetic engineering was very exciting. And therefore, I tried to pursue that. And later on, I maintained that kind of excitement throughout. Yeah.
Excellent. Very good. So you have spent, Professor Tripathi, close to about 6 months here at IISER. Tell us a little bit about your vision. How do you see IISER progressing from now to, say, 5 years?
Yeah, so see, in these 6 months, I have tried to interact with as many faculty members as possible. It's very important to understand the system first. Its strengths and weaknesses.
Sure.
The SWOT analysis has to be done. So for that, it takes time to really understand the strengths of the system. All that glitters is not gold. So the things which you see on the surface may only be the tip of the iceberg. The hidden part is more important. So probing that hidden part and understanding that hidden part is very important. So during these 6 months, I've been talking to people and seeing that in what areas as this institution has been working, what are the strengths. So when I came here, and before that, I knew that IISERs were created for providing a kind of enabling ecosystem for students who are passionate about fundamental science. And because IITs were there and medical colleges were there, so the students could go in those directions. But those who were really passionate about science, they didn't have any such ecosystem, except for the traditional institutions like universities, etc. They had the opportunities there, and there were some very excellent professors who could, teach and guide the students. But this was mandated. IISERs in India, there are at the moment 7 IISERs.
Okay.
So, these IISERs are meant for fundamental education. Yeah, I think I'm so confusing. I think 6 IISERs. Yeah. So 4 of them, I think Mohali, Pune, Bhopal, Kolkata. And 12 of them, 5 of them are fairly old, whereas 2 of them, as I said, 7, so
Right.
2 of them, Tirupati and Berhampur, they are coming up for last few years. So
see.
they are still in the project mode, but the other 5 have come out of the project mode, and for last more than 10 years they have been working and they have established their credentials. So, so as I said, that the IISERs were mandated for fundamental research, and they have been doing very well. Government has been providing very generous kind of support to the IISERs, and the faculty members are very competent. They have come after very rigorous, mentoring from some of the top institutions of the world. So they are very capable.
Sure.
And they have been doing very good research here also. So when I come here, because of my background both at the university and at the CSIR, I have always realized that it's very important for every scientist to be concerned about needs of the society and needs of the nation and needs of the industry. The iconic scientists which I have great respect for is Dr. Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar, who was the founder of CSIR. And all his research throughout his life was dedicated to solving one or the other industrial problem, using his knowledge and depth of the industrial chemistry. So, not to that extent, but I feel that most of our scientists should be using part of their time for addressing problems of the society, which affect our society, the problems of the industry, problems of the nation. And I know some of our faculty members have been doing that also. But I actually wish that more of our colleagues take up this kind of problems.
Okay.
So that's what I'm trying to motivate them.
Sure.
And creating a kind of support system so that people go into that direction. For example, the one thing which I have in my hand is kind of financing research.
Sure.
So I would like to give more funds for those who are working in the interdisciplinary areas or in the translational areas, addressing some problems. So henceforth, like to gradually increase the allocation in these areas,
Yeah.
so that people are motivated to take up such issues.
Right.
So that's what-
And that's a good way to kind of influence your community to kind of so that they start moving towards it and in that direction. So that's great. Now let's talk about some of the key projects that IISER is currently running.
Well, see, IISER as such is trying to have the faculty members representing different disciplines. For example, we have chemical sciences, biological sciences, earth sciences, and this physical sciences. We also have humanities with us, mathematical sciences. So they're all, taking care of the different areas, different domains of the subdomains of their subjects. Now, since they are very good researchers also, so they are doing some very cutting-edge fundamental research,
Right.
like understanding some basics of, let's say, the virology and how viral infections can be prevented or controlled or mitigated. So some of them are trying to understand the viruses. Some of them are trying to understand the, some basic phenomena like how does evolution happen, how the immunity has evolved in some of the insects, for example. And similarly, the understanding of diabetes and neurological disorders. So biological sciences people are working on that. In physical sciences, our colleagues they are working on the astronomy, in this area, and some of them are working on the high energy or low temperature physics, the quantum technologies, and developing the lasers, nanosecond, attosecond lasers. So they are working in the cutting, in the cutting edge areas. In chemistry, they are into synthetic chemistry, and many of them working are in the green chemistry area. So there are very diverse areas in the earth and environmental sciences. People are working on, let's say, disaster management, the landslides, and atmospheric pollution. They're very diverse areas. And in humanities, for example, one faculty is working on the, effect of urbanization, urban planning. So that's the area of humanities. So there are, diverse areas in which people are working. And we have many computational biologists who are into prediction of the structures or interactions of the biological molecules. So these are the different areas in which we are working. But if you talk about, there's another angle of our, activities, and that is reaching out. And in that, one interesting project is creating a kind of mathematics gallery. So the students get excited about the mathematics. So there's a Gujarat gallery, a science gallery, in which our faculty has participated.
I see.
And you have already met some of the entrepreneurs who are working in our IISER in the incubator. And a couple of faculty, they have done a lot of good work in the area of quantum technologies, which are probably close to commercialization.
Interesting.
So they are working in diverse areas. One of the faculty members is trying to work in a larger group for creating a PET, positron emission tomography system for detecting cancers. And for this, the patient has to be taken to the machine. But they are trying to make a portable machine so that it can be done at the bedside.
Interesting.
So some of these things, I'm quite happy that some of our faculty members also think in this direction, which concern the people.
And some of them, as you rightly said, would be cutting edge, right?
Of course, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So any good and thriving environment actually comes with its own set of challenges. So let's talk about some of the challenges that you as IISER Mohali facing, which you think we need to overcome as an institution over a period of time.
Yes, see, one thing is that the bigger challenge is to change the mindset of the people. And our colleagues are quite competent, and they know what to do in terms of their own research areas, their teaching. But to induce them to take up some work which meets the expectations of the society is a challenge. So, because I always try to tell that, see, the government gives us money. Major part of our grant comes from the government. Government gives us on some expectation that this is what we will do. The fundamental mandate of the IISERs has been to produce good students, PhD scholars, and the students, and provide them opportunity for doing good science. But the government also expects, because I had chance to, listen to our Prime Minister and, policy makers, and they always feel that since this is public money, we are accountable to public's aspirations. And we have to do something to meet public aspirations. And therefore, I'm trying to convey and convince my colleagues that we have to spend part of our time in making ourselves relevant to the society.
Well said.
Not only in terms of academics, but also that we are the problem solvers. Because some of the best institutions in the world, for example, Cambridge in Oxford, the Stanford, they have done the kind of inventions and developed the technologies which brings them huge amount of royalty. So a major portion of their budget comes from the technology which they have developed and the royalties which they have generated. So of course, IISER is young, about 15 years. These institutions which I'm talking about is about 100 years, hundreds of years.
Right.
So for example, for us, a benchmark is Indian Institute of Science. So Indian Institute of Science, they have been doing very good research, and they have produced so many alumni who have made the difference in the quality of life, not only in India, but world over. So we are also striving, moving in that direction. But in order to see the effects, it will take some time. So since these days things are happening in the accelerated mode, I'm just trying to appeal to my colleagues that we have to do it faster and to do something so that the society feels that we are sensitive to their needs.
Yeah.
So that is one challenge. Otherwise, the other thing is to motivate students to, go into the direction of the startup or entrepreneurship. Because few years ago, the doing your BSMS followed by PhD and postdoc and then becoming scientist, that was the stereotype kind of track which they were following. But going off the track involves a lot of risk, and we all know that the journey of entrepreneurship is very risky. But I always say that the risky path is more enjoyable than the safe
The
path.
safe haven. Right.
Yeah. And I give this example quite often that if you are driving your Jaguar on a highway, after a while you will get saturated. You will feel bored about it. But if you are trekking in Himalayas,
Wow.
there is no end to your excitement.
That's right.
So it continues. Although there are a lot of challenges.
Well
there.
said. Very well said.
Yeah. So entrepreneurship is that kind of thing. So not everybody can do that, but those who have that kind of, I would say, the spirit of taking adventures, they can move ahead. And in business, you are in that trade. You know that those who take risks, they get the rewards.
Right. Yeah. So this is a good segue for us to really understand how do you prepare your students, from being more resilient. You spoke about the risk part, which is great. But I would also like to hear a little bit about the resilience part.
Well, the mandate of any institution of higher education is not only to impart the information, but to develop the holistic personality. And IISER Mohali has a lot of such opportunities where students are part of many clubs, and which has a variety of domains like scientific clubs, like quizzes, like music clubs, theater. So all kind of clubs are there, and we have very nice sports facilities also. So we encourage them to participate in that, because what you learn in classroom becomes mostly irrelevant after a few years. But the survival instincts which you have learned, how to interact with the people around you, how to face the adverse situations, these are the things which actually take you ahead. And the opportunities, career opportunities are changing every few years. And therefore, how adaptable you are, that is what matters in the longer run. So we are giving them opportunity. For example, there are multiple electives. They can choose from a set of electives, whatever gives them, a kind of whatever satisfied their imagination of their future trajectory, career trajectory. But in addition, taking care of their personality development is extremely important, improving their softer skills and all that. So I think we are preparing our students that way. But our teachers are very imaginative, They have very innovative and imaginative ways of engaging and inspiring students. So the main job of the student is not just to give the information, but to inspire them to learn on their own.
Right. Yeah. So I would like to hear now one piece of advice that you would like to give to your future scientists, who are going to be out of this cocoon after some time, a couple of years, and when they start facing the real world.
Yeah, so, Many of us have heard the interviews or read the interviews of many top scientists, including Nobel Prize winners. And not only in science, but in other areas also, never to give up. Have self-belief. If you are passionate about something, do not go by opinion of others. Have faith in yourself. Find ways of pursuing your passion. And then I'm sure the way will emerge. And there are plenty of examples of people who were rejected, who had to face failures for years together,
Yeah.
so many years. But eventually they all emerged very successful. And I feel that it is the failures and the lessons you take from the failures and how you modify yourself that make you a successful person, whether in any field, be it science, whether it's social science, political field, everywhere. Failures are common.
Right.
Failures are part of life. But how you have learned to cope with them, that is what differentiates you. Yeah.
Very well said. Okay. Before I let you go, one last question. What is that one change or initiative that you would like to see at IISER Mohali that would leave a lasting legacy here?
Yeah, as I said earlier, one thing is that I want to change the aesthetics and ambience of this institute so that faculty, students, staff, everybody is in love with the institution. That is one thing. Second thing is that I want to make it an institution which is a destination for global scholars. What is happening these days is that Indians are going to US and other countries. But reverse is happening in a very, I would say, not very satisfactory way. Government is also desiring that. But before I joined IISER Mohali, this was my kind of dream that can we make IISER Mohali as a preferred destination for students and scholars who are in US, who are in Europe, and they prefer this as a destination for the study, pursuing their scholastic pursuits. So that's my.
Couldn't agree more with you, sir, on this.
And we are trying to create that kind of ecosystem, motivating faculty, creating ambience, aligning our credit system, evaluation system, so that the students feel no difficulty in opting something. And Chandigarh happening the gateway of Himalayas is a great attraction for international.
Yeah, already have the credibility. Yes, you have built it over a period of time, and I'm sure there's no dearth of scholars coming in from overseas. It's the last push that is required,
Exactly.
and I'm sure all of you are going
So
to
after 5 years, I would like to see that maybe 5% of students are from abroad.
Absolutely.
That's a very modest target.
Yes.
But I think it's better to have modest target than a very lofty target which is not achievable.
I wish you all the luck and IISER Mohali for meeting all your endeavors.
Thank you so much. This
Thank you.
wonderful talking.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye.
Wow, that was quite an interesting conversation. As we wrap up this enlightening episode with Dr. Tripathi, we hope you're as inspired as we were by his visionary approach to education, research, and scientific innovation. Dr. Tripathi's insights into the future of interdisciplinary learning and his passion for empowering the next generation truly set the tone for this season of Spiral Acquire. His leadership at IISER Mohali serves as a shining example of how dedication and forward thinking can shape the scientific landscape of India. We are grateful for his time and wisdom, and we look forward to bringing you more such inspiring conversations throughout this season. Stay tuned, and thank you for joining us on this journey to explore, learn, and acquire new perspectives. Cheers.